High school, elective, and academy class options. So why does this matter? Effective academic planning helps ensure that our students and their families understand their elective class options and are prepared to pursue the courses needed to reach their personal career and educational goals and to be ready for life beyond high school. So for our outcomes, we will be building our understanding of the priority of course selection for our students with IEPs. We want to prioritize the 3 E's. That is, we're creating opportunities through electives to gain career exposure, experience, and engagement. Then we'll share how your students' diploma options choice affects their elective options. And finally, we will review how to use the Google site and slides to find the specific elective options for your high schools, including how to find the high school electives, the academy electives, and the special education electives.
Looking holistically at the individual student is really important. We want to give them exposure to classes that will motivate and excite them. Sometimes IEP teams default to encouraging students to take strats and/or personal development with the best of intentions. If the student is engaged and learning from that class, that's great. However, in some cases, this has become a default built-in piece of their schedule and there can be diminishing returns. We really want students to use their electives as opportunities to take classes that they enjoy and that motivate them towards career choices. Elective choices also serve the purpose of continuing to build their skills. Finally, FCPS gives them many opportunities for earning certifications and dual enrollment credits from NOVA while in high school. We want to encourage our students to think outside of the box and take advantage of their elective options instead of losing out on opportunities. So, let's get started. Okay, let's take a closer look at the elective options for a standard and advanced studies diploma, assuming a student is entering high school without any high school credits earned in middle school. Notice freshman and sophomore year, students get 2 electives, and if a student is going to try for an advanced studies diploma, one of them will need to be a world language. So only one truly unencumbered elective for advanced studies diploma students during each of their freshman and sophomore years. Junior year is still pretty full of required courses. If students decide to take the personal finance course during the summer, then they get to have 3 electives their junior year. But if they're going for the advanced studies diploma, one of them is still needs to be a world language. So, still only one true unencumbered elective for advanced studies diploma students during their junior year. Finally, it's senior year. Notice, students going for the advanced studies diploma have room for 3 truly unencumbered electives because they must take and pass a 4th math, a 4th science, and a 4th social studies class. Students going for the standard diploma have room for up to 6 unencumbered electives if they already completed their personal finance course and they have met the required 3 math, 3 science, and 3 social studies standard diploma requirements. Now, it's important to note that there are still some requirements in terms of the electives. How many fine arts versus CTE versus language for a standard diploma, but almost all elective choices fall within those categories, and it's not hard to meet those requirements when you have so many elective choices. If you tally up the difference in the opportunity to explore and develop personal interests and passions, students pursuing the standard diploma have access to 12 unencumbered electives, and students pursuing the advanced diploma have access to 6 unencumbered electives.
All right, so let's take a look at one of our student profiles to see how this might work. So we're going to look at Duran. Duran completed the Naviance Strengths Finder and the Career Cluster Finder during middle school. He and his case manager used those results and an interview to generate a list of his interests and strengths. Duran has been fascinated with technology, but also loves working with his hands. He builds computers and 3D printers and does construction projects around his family home. In fact, he has built a large shed and a new deck by watching YouTube videos. He is on the autism spectrum and takes AP classes where he excels in math and engineering. His social skills entering high school were fairly limited, but he wants to have friends. He thinks he may want a career that has something to do with virtual construction.
So Duran and his family decide that he's going to take Spanish 1 and personal development in 9th grade. Duran thought Spanish would be the most useful language, and he has family members who speak it. He also needs to work on his social skills. Plus, if he gets an advanced studies diploma, he needs to get started on the required 3 years of one language or 2 years each of 2 languages. The team discussed the advanced study option, and they let him know that he would have more electives his junior and senior year if he gets a standard diploma.
All right, so let's take a look at Duran's Advanced Studies course sequence. He and his parents are assuming, because he's a kid who takes AP classes, that he will earn an Advanced Studies diploma. When Duran and his parents look closely at the requirements for the Advanced Studies diploma, they realize that he would be using his electives up while he was chasing that Advanced Studies diploma. If you look at this table, the gray cells are the electives that are used up by the Advanced Studies diploma requirements. If he decides to keep pursuing an Advanced Studies diploma, he will be left with 6 electives that he can use to explore and develop his personal interests and passions.
Now let's look at his options if he goes for the standard diploma. When Duran and his parents looked closely at the requirements for the standard diploma, they noticed that his options for exploring his personal interests and passions open up. If you look at this table, the gray cell is the elective that is used for the standard diploma requirement, personal finance. If he decides to pursue a standard diploma, he will be left with 12 electives that he can use to explore and develop his personal interests and passions. Our intention is not to confuse with too many details related to Duran's specific personal choice electives. We just want to make the difference in the elective flexibility between the advanced studies and the standard diplomas a little more clear.
If you want to do a super deep dive into this, you can go to fcps.edu and search for graduation requirements. And you want this one that says for first-time 9th graders, 2018 to 2019 and beyond. And if you scroll down, you'll see there's a deep dive into the standard graduation diploma requirements, complete with all the specifics and details. And keep scrolling for the Advanced Studies diploma requirements and all the specific details. Where do we find out about the high school specific electives? Well, we'll be showing you how to access the slides that are specific to each high school in the county. You'll notice that some high school links will take you directly to the course catalog. Occasionally, the links will take you to a site that lists more descriptive information related to each course. The course catalog plays an important role in providing students and their families with information needed to map out and determine a student's academic options and the requirements for standard and advanced diploma programs. When case managers, students, and families know how to access the course catalog, they are all empowered to make informed decisions. So when you want to find out what the specific elective options at your student's high school, come to our Google site, click over here on Find Your High School here, and let's pretend your student is going to Chantilly High School. So we'll open this in a new window, scroll through the first few slides, and get to the slide that has the links to the course catalog. Here we go. And let's say your student is interested in something related to the medical field. So you might click on CTE, scroll down, And in this situation, you've got a course catalog for a rising freshman and a course catalog for the sophomore through senior year. You'll start with your rising freshman catalog, but it might be fun to explore this catalog with your students sitting right there so they have a chance to see the options that are available beyond just freshman year. If you want to look at the 9th grade catalog, here you go, and you can see he could take business, marketing, or technology and engineering. There's no medical classes. Let's go back and see what the options are for later, the 10th through 12th grade. So let's look at that one. We'll go to CTE and look at this. Oh wow, a whole bunch of new options open up. Here's health and medical sciences. So maybe they can't take an elective their freshman year, but let's take a sneak peek at what's available. And here are all these different classes. Maybe they're interested in becoming a medical assistant. You'll notice over here, this tells you what grade these classes are available, and if there's a bus, it means this is probably a class they'll need to travel to another high school. So let's look at medical assistant. And if you click on medical assistant, it gives you some more information related to that specific class. So that is how you can use your resources to find the classes specifically related to your high school. You can also spend some time exploring these buttons here. The home shows you these. You can find information related to your graduation requirements and other topics.
So where do we find out about the Academy electives? The academies are a fantastic feature of FCPS, and the offerings are amazing. There are a plethora of choices, and a good portion have a certification attached or dual enrollment. The weird thing is, some students take their time to discover them. They don't want to leave their friends for 2 periods out of the day. An important point, if your student is attending an academy that is off campus, it takes 2 electives. This is to accommodate the travel time to and from the other high school. If the student is lucky enough to have an academy at their high school, it only takes 1 credit. Students with IEP have access to special ed support in their academy classes. That typically means that the special education teacher will check in with them once a month. Typically, students who access the general education curriculum are the most successful in the academy classes. However, there is a brand new photography academy class that just opened up and is designed for students who access the adapted curriculum.
Okay, so to find your academy options, continue to click through your slides till you get to this slide, a slide that looks like this. And at Chantilly, they obviously have the Chantilly Academy, and some of their students also access the Fairfax Academy. There will be a link to the courses for your academy. Looks like this. Just scroll down, and you can see some of the different classes. There will also be a link to some kind of video. Chantilly has an entire playlist, so you and your student can take a look at and watch some of the little videos related to the specific classes. Some of the academies have just an intro to the academy with shots from all the different classes. So enjoy this resource, it's fun. All right, now let's quickly talk about where to find the special education specific electives. Freshmen typically start by taking a walk class because going out into the community for job sites is a new experience. It's a wonderful opportunity to build the soft skills and independence they will need in their post-secondary life. As they grow and mature, they can sign up for career prep, EFE, EFEO, or medical coding. Medical coding is a new 2-year course that introduces students to the medical field and how to work in a medical office, client intake, and how to deal with patients, insurance, how to file claims, outpatient and inpatient differences, medical terminology, and abbreviations. It's important that students access these opportunities because they need to be successful in their community job site experiences. These experiences inform the IEP team as they consider future access to the Davis or Pulley Career Centers and or the FCPS Secondary Transition to Employment Program, otherwise known as STEP. Okay, when you're ready to look for your special ed class electives, just keep clicking through your slides. Some of the slides have links directly to the freshman special education course offerings and directly to the upperclassmen course offerings. And some may just have a link to the special education department site. We'll go to this one, and if you scroll down, Here are the links to the freshman special education course offerings. It looks just like the other course catalog. This tells you which classes and all the different grades that they're offered. And if we go back and look at the upper class, you can see that there are 2 classes, the medical coding, which is not available for freshmen. You will also notice, just like before, if you click on the title of the class, you'll get a pop-up with the description of the class, schools where it's offered, objectives, and etc. Enjoy exploring. We understand that electives are often needed to address skill gaps, but we also need to remember that they are a powerful tool for building student voice, choice, and engagement. As case managers, you have a unique opportunity to help your students visualize and get excited about their futures.
This is Eric and Julie, your middle school ETRs.